So one of the things I get to do to keep myself out of trouble out here in the shop is I do a lot of stuff for my wife. Cut a lot of different little crosses, some of the templates here that we utilize, and different shapes, different things. Of course, just being Christmas time, we did some trees this year, little slip joint trees. These are one of each different style. But what I always end up with as a result are a bunch of these little cutoff pieces, little blocks, little doodads, and I'll just sit here and batch, you know, 10, 12, 20 at a time. And so all these pieces just end up falling off the back of my bandsaw. And I used to make a pile. As you can see, there's still some of the pile down here. I haven't bothered cleaning all this stuff up yet just because. And I went to a box that I thought would buy me some time, and it does, but not quite what I'm looking for. Alright, so here's what we're working with then. The back side of my little bandsaw here with the table cleaned up. I want to keep in mind that I've got the big motor here and dust extraction port there, which does okay. I don't really tilt this little bandsaw very much, so I'm not too worried about having access to everything back here for the table on it, because this is just a small little bandsaw that I use for cutting crosses. It's not really good for resawing or big rips or anything like that. It's just a little, well, you can see what it is, a little 9-incher. One day I'll upgrade and get a bigger one. This one will still stay dedicated to these little crosses though, because, well, it's what I've learned with and learned on, and I know how to use it. So I never said I was good, just that I know how to use this one. That's can be said for a lot of the tools in my shop though. So what I'm thinking is that I will come up with some sort of method here to have a exit chute on the back side of it. So as pieces come off, the smaller pieces, they'll hit, and I'll wax it real good, or put some clear tape or something on there to see, or clear tape with wax, who knows. I'll get crazy and see the slickest thing I can come up with to make it slide down. Of course, I still have to have clearance for everything, so I'm playing around with a couple of ideas, maybe utilizing these two screw ports back here and coming up with some kind of loopy strappy thing to utilize that knob right there just to hold this in place up off the motor. But it's a as I go kind of project here, so we'll see what I come up with next. That's the part that scares me, because now the thinking kicks in. Mwahaha. So as luck would have it, some rummaging through my junk drawers, I found these 1¼ inch 2-hole straps that I got for some dumb reason years ago and never quite got rid of them. And it fits over the tensioner wheel here, the jam wheel, fairly well. It's not quite long enough, at least anyways, to quite reach the board here, the chute, the slide, the exit thingy doomaflachi. But, and tell me you didn't see this one coming, I'm going to take one of the little blocks that is part of the stuff that's fallen off, and I'm going to cut me some strips to act as spacer blocks. So look at that, my scrap come in handy. Who would have thunk it, right? So anyway, we'll get that mocked up. I'll probably have to leave the 2 screws out and put them in by hand, because I have 0 space to get in here, and that's going to be some adventure. Probably a little profanity, so you may just get the after shot of that and have to be happy with it. But what I'm thinking is, instead of the 2 screws that are up here on the back, and it's probably where you can't see it because I'm a horrible cameraman, something like that. Instead of using these 2 screws, I was thinking maybe I could get away with finding a longer bolt for the belt tensioner here on the motor, and then I couldn't just come out with some kind of piece, because I have all these little curved bits from crosses that might make a nice little spacer riser block thing to keep it up off the motor for the most part. But we'll play with it and see how it turns out. Bear with me. Well, I'm not entirely sure how much more southern engineered this project can get, but as you can see, I just braided these little blocks in because, well, I'm trying to do this on the quick because it's freezing cold out here in the shop. The heater hadn't really kicked in yet. So I took a ugly little bracket from an old, I don't know, window blind kit, and bent the bracket out to hold it up here at the top. And underside on the motor here, if the lighting will do it justice, one of these curved blocks, these curved pieces from one of the crosses actually that I've cut out, fit almost perfect. So now the chute sits on here. The only thing is it does wiggle this way, but I don't think I'm too concerned about that yet. Time will tell if it doesn't vibrate and rattle around, and I may have to do something to pull down a little harder on it. But I think what I'm going to do in the meantime is attach me a little runner on the back here to give a little lip, so that stuff is encouraged to go down the chute instead of just slide off the platform and put a pile back here on the back side. So let me get that, we'll get it turned around, and we'll have another look at it. So the reason why this channel has 88 whole people is because I'm out here in 32-degree weather at best, because the heater's on the other side of the shop and I can't feel it because it's cold, and I'm applying paste wax. Yeah, that is the quality level, the precision guided woodworking knowledge that I bring to the table here, because this seemed like a good idea. But you see my little chute side on the back here. I give it a little dab or two because you never know, that may or may not make a difference, and I'm sitting here like an idiot anyway, paste waxing. So I'm going to wax as an idiot, and I might as well wax all of it like an idiot. Yeah, anyway, we'll see if that makes much of a difference. I think now the thing is going to be, with my little side panels tacked in there, I think I need to set it up and try a couple little test cuts and see what doesn't slide down ye chute of bandsaw goodness. What do you say? Ready? Alright, so here we go, maiden run. Let's see how this works. It started initially fairly well. Pieces were sliding. I think over time they'll bunch up on each other and, I don't know, avalanche themselves down perhaps, whatever the right term would be for that. But we're going to call this a success for this shop. So note the asterisk there. I like it. Alright, so you get to see here. Let's get a little flashy light down here at the bottom, and there is dust extraction where it needs to be, so we're still hooked up. Yay! A little block on top of the motor, bracket, panels, the glue, or not the glue, yeah, the glue, the paste wax, and there you go. So may or may not be for you, but with an hour or so worth of work, some scrap laying around the shop, we have a way to help make chunks go away quicker. And if it helps the shop be more organized, reduces cleanup time, that's productivity, and I think that's a plus. So anyway, thanks for watching.